So, but the planet needs to understand the simplicity of healing, the simplicity of what causes one's problems. The depth of it can be disastrous when you look at the human body and you look at how many miles of pathways of blood and lymph there are, and that when you reach stagnation at some of these micro levels, you've got some serious things going on. You got some micro levels of lymph and bone there, or lymph and blood in bone and other tissues that harder to get out. And that's why you see a little longer time when you have, like, say, what's being diagnosed as a bone cancer, meaning your lymphatic system has just been so stagnant interstitially that it, even in these micro levels of the bone and others, take a while to hydrate and kind of keep all these places open. I'm actually literally amazed when I look at the human body that it has been able to take this many lifetimes of abuse in terms of ingested chemistry. Our ingested chemistry is unbelievably foul. I mean, just take a look, and it is across the board in every ethnic group there is. I mean, you're looking at all the pastas, the white flours, and even grains from the get-go. There's nothing healthy about grains. There's nothing healthy about rice. There's nothing healthy about wheat. There's nothing healthy about any of these grains. We have living bodies that need living chemistry and electrical chemistry. We're all talking in A&P about how we get AMP, ADP, and ATP, energetic principles of adenosine triphosphates, all these things coming out of the sugars, or the carbonsides. And so, yet we're eating all this dead stuff, this stuff that acts like glue, the stuff that causes the body to have a mucus response. So everybody's so full of mucus, the sinuses are impacted, it slams the pituitary, the pineal, then your thyroid gets full, and then you get nodules, and then your bronchi gets full, your voice box gets tumors. I mean, you just go on and on and on. And the remedy is always going to be the same. The locations that you have problems are always going to be somewhat inspired genetically. When you're most genetically weakened areas is where you're going to see your problems first. And that's why you can almost look down your genetic lineage and go, oh, yeah, my aunt had it, my grandma had it. Yeah, you're going to see that only because we're talking about cells, which are structure function. Blood and lymph feed clean. So the blood doesn't have to have eliminative organs, right? But the lymph does. This makes sense, right? So the cause is always the same. The cause of all this is always the same. Wrong chemistry. No matter what it is. It's as wrong as eating a dead animal for the human as it is eating a piece of white bread. It's just one is putrefactive, which is a little more gnarly and a little more problematic that way. But the other one is fungal and fermentive. So all these things set up acidosis in their own way and their own problems within the human body. Better to be fermentive, in my opinion, than putrefactive, but that's only my opinion. So, but always when you realize that you're ingesting wrong chemistry, and this is the hardest for man to overcome because he's been so literally brainwashed. And he's been eating the very thing that's, he, meaning man and woman, making himself sick by the very foods he's eating and looking around wondering what's making him sick. And then when you get sick, your body goes, I don't want to eat anymore. Please fast me. So typically when you get a little sick, you get a little cold or flu symptom because you've been eating mucus-forming foods, the body's gotten so acidic it wants to clean itself. You have to understand that you brought yourself that way, and then to clean it up, you just shift yourself back to the living again, into the alkaline-forming, the electrolyte-rich foods, which is your fruits, berries, melons, and your vegetables. Those are the food sources of most species. Then you have the predators, those that must clean up and keep some degree of shall we say, population control. you're kind of seeing it now. The AMA has been the main instrument of population control, far over car accidents and everything else. As bad and gruesome as that might sound to some of you, the AMA has played a major role in population control. They don't like us because we're coming around and showing ladies how you conceive, again, how you can hold the term, how you can fix these endocrine glands, and how you can have nice, healthy babies. The agenda's not quite there. We want to give me that healthy baby. I want to give it a jab. China down to 3 now. This country will be down to 5.